You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about Chris Sims. Of course, he is a co-host along with Mike Florio of PFT, and he has the Chris Sims Unbuttoned podcast. That's a podcast I do listen to. I don't watch as much PFT anymore as I used to. I used to watch it every morning religiously. I think I've seen it twice in the last month since the season started. One of the reasons is I don't like the fact that PFT got rid of their comment section. I think it's bullshit because I think if we all should be able to hear feedback from the people that help build the site, which is, of course, the people that read PFT. And flat out, Mike Florio didn't want to hear the criticism of him, of the players. It's ridiculous. That is the people and that's their voices that read your site. I hardly read PFT anymore. I used to use them as a source pretty often. Don't do it now. So Chris Sims came out and made some comments on PFT about Jalen Hurts the other night. And it was really involving what they're calling the tush push, or the Jalen Hurts quarterback sneak that's become now very famous and controversial with the Philadelphia Eagles. So a lot of people believe that is headed towards an outlaw or a rule change by the NFL that will make that no longer part of the arsenal that they're able to use. And I've really got no opinion of that one way or the other until they outlaw it. It's legal, so let them do it, and I'm not an Eagles fan, so if that tells you anything. But there's a lot of outrage because Chris Sims came out and said, well, if they're going to do it, if he was a defensive coordinator or a defensive head coach, he would tell his defense to go headhunting on Jalen Hurts. Now, I kind of look at this as fake outrage because obviously he's not literally calling for harm, I don't think, on Jalen Hurts here. We understand that's a play on words. But as you know, in this society, in today's society, there's going to be an overreaction, and people are furious with Chris Sims because he decided to use the word headhunting. I'm surprised this hasn't been made a racial issue. I mean, PFT's woke as hell, so I don't know why it would be a racial issue. I mean, they tiptoe on eggshells when it comes to race like it is on that program. But let's get to what Chris Sims said. I just don't see the issue here. I don't see the outrage. I'm not offended by it. I would guess maybe it's Eagles fans that are really angry over this, but I don't get it. The Philadelphia Eagles have mastered a variation. This is Larry Brown Sports, of the quarterback sneak that defenses have found virtually impossible to stop. NBC Sports analyst Chris Sims faced some serious backlash this week over the idea he proposed for discouraging it. During Wednesday's episode of PFT Live, Sims said the way he would try to stop the so-called tush push play is to try to injure the quarterback. Well, look, it's every team's goal to knock a quarterback out of the game. Let's not get confused here, okay? That's still a thing, and that still exists, all right? The dirty little secret around Bountygate was that every damn team in the league had some kind of a reward system for sacking the quarterback that was not involving a contract, okay? It was off the books, off the record. Sean Payton and the Saints got caught up with it, but look, that's just been standard operating procedure. But the league, and that was why so many people were outraged over the punishment that Sean Payton got. I mean, it was kind of like Deflategate. So many quarterbacks in the league were deflating the footballs down to the point of where they wanted them, or they were overinflating them. But Tom Brady, and they popped the Patriots for it. So, kind of the dirty little secret across the league there. But let's listen to Chris Sims.
But they know. And then The other thing that's going to stop it is, which is like if I was a defensive coach, I'd be go head hunting on the quarterback here. Go ahead. Let him have it. Dive over, go crazy, try to kill the quarterback. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I don't mean it.
Oh, here we go. Look at Florio. He's already like freaking out because he said, go kill the quarterback.
Like
First of
that.
all,
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
No, I did, but
I didn't say that, first of all.
But here,
Second of all, that's not what Chris means.
yeah, I don't mean kill, but I mean just make them pay.
Okay, he literally clarifies his remarks in the next sentence. Nobody believes he's saying go out there and literally kill Jalen Hurts. You've got to be a moron to believe that that's what he really thinks, believes, whatever.
Make them think twice about doing it. But the other aspect is like, yeah, there's some teams doing it.
I mean, come on, guys. To me, these are just benign comments. And the fact that Florio even overreacted, I think, makes it worse. But Florio's a lawyer, and I know he's always worried about getting sued. And okay, great. But you obviously, he tried to clarify on behalf of Chris Sims. And Chris Sims said, I don't mean kill, but make them pay. Make them think twice about doing it. Yeah, the first time a franchise quarterback gets their noggin rung on one of these tush-push plays, yeah, you might have some offensive coordinators, some owners, some head coaches that'll be like, I don't know if I want to put my investment out there and just insert any running quarterback here. I think Jalen Hurts might be my favorite out of all of these dual threat guys because he has really worked his ass off to become an accurate thrower, something I did not think he was going to be able to do. But, I mean, I've just got his stats up here. He's 67.7% so far this year and 66.5% last year. I mean, that's unimaginable improvement out of Jalen Hurts. His daddy's a coach, and he's got a really, really good work ethic. So I like the kid. Plus, I watched him play every snap at Alabama and at Oklahoma. And so there was that built-in follow there with Jalen Hurts as he came into the league. Sims chose his words poorly. His overall message was one that is not uncommon in football and certainly one that is coached. Absolutely. Whether the NFL likes to admit it or not, anytime a quarterback tries to run the ball, the goal for the defender is to deliver a hard, clean hit to make the quarterback think twice about doing it again. That is all Sims was trying to say, but it is never a wise idea to call it headhunting. Hurts obviously caught wind of the comments. When asked on Wednesday about the argument that the tush-push play should be banned, he seemed to allude to what Sims said. Quote, I have no thoughts on it, Hurts replied. We're the only people that's doing it as well as we are. I heard a guy wanted me hurt for it too. Come on, Jalen, you're smarter than that. Hurts and the Eagles converted 36 of their 40 quarterback sneak attempts last season. Good God. They are off to a similar start this year. Opposing defenses know the play is coming, but they can't stop it. The NFL looked into banning the play, but the Eagles can use it for at least another year. Sims has also been surprisingly critical of Hurts in the past, which is another reason his comments about the sneak play got so much attention. Do we want to call it surprisingly critical? Because I seem to believe most everybody believed the kid couldn't play quarterback when he came in the league. That when he was initially drafted by the Eagles, the thought process was he was going to be a running back. That was a narrative all across the league. And look, you guys know I'm not a big fan of the media, but, when you got 80 out of 100 people saying it, I mean, yeah, a lot of people was critical of his ability to throw the ball accurately. And last I checked, if I just go back and look here, he played in 4 games his rookie year, had a 52% completion percentage. The next year, which is his first full year as a starter, is a 61.3. Well, a 61.3 in a 2023 NFL was not going to get it done. That's not nearly accurate enough anymore. You've got to be over, I'd say bare minimum 65%. You'd rather see like 68. to be honest with you. You know, somewhere in that 66 to 70 range is where you want to be because of how little defense they are allowed to play these days. You know, it's the passing error, and it's called that for a reason. So, yeah, quarterbacks should be very accurate these days, and he's done a lot of work to improve it, and I admire him as a quarterback. But the outrage behind Chris Sims, in my opinion, is ridiculous. I don't think for a solitary second Chris Sims meant go out there and knock his head literally off. But yeah, defenses are trained to go hit the damn quarterback as hard as humanly possible. Why? Well, if he's going to run that sneak, he does what? He turns himself into a running back, which means you're subject to get blasted. And you're driving with your head straight through there. Thought the NFL wanted to get rid of that? Question mark. Anybody? I don't know. Tell me what you think. I just think it's a bunch of nonsense about nothing. And I think anybody with any common sense understands what Chris Sims is trying to say. I'm surprised that this hasn't become a race issue, and Chris Sims, literally, people aren't talking about him wearing Klan hoods at this point, because that wouldn't shock me. You can't criticize a black player anymore without racism coming into it. Trust me, look no further than Justin Fields and Trey Lance. My God, anybody that was critical or is critical of either one of those quarterbacks are leading Klan rallies on Saturday night, according to the people on the Twitter. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.